brahmacharine nirvishesha shunyavadi paschatyadeeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ramadimurti Shakit Kalamyamed Tishtan Nanavataram Karot Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Aham Bhajami. Hare Krishna. So we are celebrating Sri Ram Navami at the Naperville Center here today. Some of you were with us at the Chicago Kishori Temple. So I had started a little on Lord Ramachandra's pastimes there. And after about an hour and 20 minutes, I realized time was getting over. So I quickly ended the Ramayana. So is Dhananjay Pandit Prabhu here? He's outside. Before I make a mistake, it's better to seek forgiveness. Dhananjay Pandit Prabhu, how long can I go? When, let me make it easy. When would you like me to shut up?
Never.
That's who it is. I really appreciate the answer what came from the other side.
Do I have your permission to go over a little bit?
I will have to check up from the kitchen department at least what they can
Tell them 12, need to rush.
12:20.
I'll try to end this. Sometimes it's better to seek forgiveness before ending. Okay. I'm going to start from Lord Ramachandra and Laxmana very desperately searching for Sita Devi after she was kidnapped by Rama. Because today we'd like to, if Lord Ramachandra allows, talk about the meeting of Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman. It's important for us because there are lessons. Because we cannot hear about Lord Ramachandra and try to live that life. It's impossible. But we can try to hear about Hanuman and try to follow that. That is possible. Because in this sense, we can say we come very close to monkeys. Otherwise, we don't follow Darwin so much. There are similarities between the humans and the monkeys only to the extent that we can learn how to serve Lord Ramachandra. And by Lord Hanuman's mercy, hopefully we will get to discuss his going to Lanka to search for her. So the Lord is there. So let's see. When Sita Devi was kidnapped by Ravana took the garb of a sannyasi, seeming like a sadhu, and he spoke very sweetly to her, very nicely, and enticed her, and cheated her, and kidnapped her. So our acharyas explain that Sita Devi, she represents bhakti. Bhakti is very gentle, attractive, and it's innocent because bhakti all it is loving service to Lord Ramachandra. But there are many persons out there who want to cheat us of our bhakti. So they dress up in varieties of ways. They present as if they are presenting absolute truth. They say in fancy language. They come up with fancy styles of spirituality. One will say this type of spirituality. Another will come up with his or her own style of meditation. Another will come up with her or own style of healing. The garden variety is so diverse. And the innocent person gets cheated just by seeing the garb of a sadhu. And these are the Ravana types who kidnap bhakti. They take actually the person away from Lord Ramachandra instead of bringing the person close to Lord Rama. So one should be careful. One should be careful where we hear about Lord Rama, from whom we hear, and one should check if by that hearing our attraction to serve Lord Ramachandra is actually increasing or not. Just being in a katha and being happy and shedding tears is one thing. And what we do after that is a whole different thing. Hearing should allow us to, or should result in service. We should actually serve the devotees of Krishna and Lord Ramachandra. So Ravana represents the cheating pseudo-spiritualists who kidnap our bhakti, just like Putana also came. So Lord Ramachandra, he started crying and lamenting the absence of Sita Devi. So externally it looked like how a man cries for his wife. Generally he cries when his wife is there with him. Not like Lord Ramachandra, he cries when his wife is not there. Of course, when the wife is also not there, people cry. It's like, how much I have to do. But Lord Ramachandra was crying. In fact, his sensibility almost went away. He stopped by and asked every deer, every bird, every creeper, tree, leaf, fruit, have you seen Sita? Have you seen Sita? He was like a madman. So this madness is not mundane. Actually, it is described that this is the complete pinnacle, heightened sense of separation, love in separation. It's called Vipralamba Bhava. This Vipralamba Bhava is so intense that rationality doesn't make sense anymore. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also exhibited similar kinds of madness, if you will. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Like that. One time Lord Chaitanya, he used to live in a place called the Gambhira in Jagannath Puri. Gambhira is a small room, and the room had no windows. There had only one door and a lock on the outside. And every night, every day, and hours together, Lord Chaitanya would sit in the Gambhira, shedding tears of lamentation, separation from Krishna, scratching the walls with his nails, just severe expressions of separation. And only two people would go inside, Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Raya. And they would discuss Krishna Katha. They would heighten Lord Chaitanya's emotions even more by singing from Bhagavatam, from describing Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. But every night, they would close the door from the outside, lock it, and Govinda would sleep right across the doorway so that Lord Chaitanya could not go anywhere. And each morning when they would open the lock, Lord Chaitanya would not be inside. So they wondered, what happened? There are no windows, the walls are this thick, the doors were locked, and I was sleeping right across the doorway, yet Lord Chaitanya would not be there. In his mystic ways, he would escape from Gambhira, searching for Krishna. One day he just ran into the ocean thinking it was the Yamuna, and that he saw Krishna, and he almost drowned. A fisherman had to pick him up, bring him in his net, and he thought, what is this? Like that. So Lord Ramachandra was experiencing the heightened Vipralamba Bhava. And Laxman somehow tolerated and brought him one step at a time. Let's go, let's search for Sita. Let's search for Sita. So I'm going to skip the pastime of Jatayu because I already spoke about him here. And from Jatayu, they went further. And they were told to go searching into the Dandakaranya forest. One day while they were searching, they came across a huge demon. And this demon was of a very special kind. He had arms. Each arm was as long as a yojana, 8 miles. He had no neck, no head. His stomach was a big mouth. In this area of the stomach was a big mouth. And this demon's name was Kabanda. So Kabanda, as soon as he saw Rama and Lakshmana with his long arms, he captured them. And he was ready to devour them. Then Rama and Lakshmana with their swords, they chopped off his arms. There was no one so strong to do something like that. So suddenly he started speaking. He said, oh, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you because actually I was a celestial being. And one day I took the form of a Rakshasa just to harass a sadhu who was performing meditation. A sadhu got upset with me and he cursed me to become a demon like this. So when I begged him to forgive me, he said, all right, in the future, when Lord Ramachandra will come, when he cuts off your arms, you can regain your original form again. I'm very grateful that you came because I'm now relieved of that curse. And please tell me how I can serve you. So Lord Ramachandra and Laxman said, we're searching for Sita. She has been kidnapped by Ravana. So he said, will you please continue into the forest. You will come to a particular place where there is an ashram and a devotee of yours will be waiting for you. Her name is Shabari. She has been waiting to serve you. From there, as you move towards Kishkinda, you might get some answers. If you really want to search for Sita, just the two of you might be difficult. Maybe you can take the help of the monkey king, Sughreev, who is in Kishkinda Kshetra place. So they started traveling. And they came to where Shabari was waiting. Shabari was an elderly lady who was a disciple of Matanga Rishi. And Matanga Rishi, with all his disciples, the time had come that they would ascend back to the spiritual world. But they told her, you wait. You wait because you have a service to do. The service is that one day Lord Ramachandra will come. Once you can see Lord Ramachandra, then you will get the greatest happiness just by seeing him. So she waited and she waited and waited for many, many, many years. One lesson from that is we may get some instruction or blessings from the spiritual master, and our tendency is to figure out when will the blessing actually manifest. we become impatient. In fact, the thing about Shabari, the whole idea is that she is the epitome of being patient, patiently waiting. And because she patiently waited, Lord Ramachandra gave her a very special gift of his personal association. And she had a very sweet way of serving Lord Rama. Because all she had where she used to live, they were just berries. And she plucked at her age, whatever she could pluck, she plucked these sweet berries. She thought they were sweet. And she wanted to offer to Lord Ramachandra. But before she offered a berry to Lord Rama, she bit into each berry to check if it was sweet or sour. If the berry was sour, she would discard it. Then she would bite another. Whichever one was sweet, she would give to Lord Rama. Now generally we don't offer to Krishna or personality of Godhead bhoga like that. Whatever we cook, in the stage of sadhana bhakti, whatever we cook is first offered to Krishna. And then we partake of Mahaprasadam. But in the stages of perfection, where the love towards God is so intense, it is on a spontaneous platform that this reversal is possible. Right now, whatever we cook, Krishna first tastes, is it sweet or sour? Mostly it has too much salt or too little salt, too much spice or too little spice. And poor Krishna has to be subjected to our experimentation, whatever we cook. Our expertise, Srimati Radharani is expert that she never cooks the same dish again for Krishna. Every time it's a new variety. We also have that capacity. It doesn't matter. Whatever dish we cook, if it's the same one, every time we cook, it looks different. It tastes different. That way Krishna also enjoys unlimited variety from us. What is this? Moonga. Like this. Next time we cook, what is this? Moonga. Color only has changed. Yes, today, whatever. Next time, what is this? Moonga. Oh, so thick. Variety. Next day, Moonga. What happened? So much water like the Indian railways. Today. So we also have that capacity, varieties. But Krishna first tastes in our case, and then he gives us the sweet Mahaprasada. Right? We have that experience. Sometimes we cook, we don't even know what we put into it, but it tastes alright. It tastes okay. This is because Krishna is playing the role of Shabari for us. You first I will eat and then give you something nice. So we should be not imitating Shabari's mood of, or the level of love that she has. Then from there, they proceeded towards Kishkinda. In Kishkinda region was Sughreeva with all his Vanaras. And in Kishkinda there's a particular peak called the Rishyamukha mountain. And that is where Sughreeva was staying. So Sughreeva had always some of his army soldiers looking out for enemies who might come to challenge Sughreeva. Because they were only afraid of one enemy. And that was Vali. And they knew that Vali will not come to Rishyamukha mountain. He will come anywhere else in Kishkinda, but not to Rishyamukha mountain. Therefore, Sughreeva was always on top of Rishyamukha. So from afar, when Sughreeva saw two young men, they looked like sages, ascetics, matted hair. But they had these long arms, shoulders so broad, carrying swords and bows and arrows. He said, something's not right. How can rishis look so strong? And how can they look so chivalrous? And why are they carrying weapons? Something's not right. Maybe they're in disguise. Maybe they're Vali's spies. So he sent his minister, Hanuman, Please go and check who these people are. So Hanuman, because of his mystic powers, he transformed himself into a Brahmana. Generally, because Brahmanas are such personalities that when you meet them, you cannot lie to them. So he took the garb of a Brahmana and he approached them. And he asked them, "Who are you?" So Laxman said, "This is Ramachandra, is the son of Dasarath, Maharaj Dasarath, and I am his brother Laxmana, and together we are searching for his wife, Sita, who's been abducted by Rama." So immediately Hanuman paid obeisance. This is the first meeting of Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman. Although they are eternally connected, eternally related to each other, because he's the eternal master and he's the eternal servant. This is the first meeting, and Hanuman was overjoyed to meet his master. Then Hanuman asked a question. You and I have a relationship that is eternal, and you've been my master all along. How is it that I couldn't recognize you? Why didn't I recognize you as Lord Rama? So Lord Ramachandra said, "Well, you came in disguise. And because you came in disguise, you were trying to test me. And so I hid my real identity from you. But the moment you paid obeisances to me, I revealed who I was." So the first step in understanding the identity of the Lord is not a challenge, but what's called a submission. In Sanskrit it's called pranipata. Without that submission, Krishna does not reveal himself to us. We may try. We may, like a Brahmana, learn everything. Learn the shlokas, recite them, know so much. Yet, if we don't have pranipata, the submission, then the Lord reserves the right to not reveal himself. In the Brahma Samhita there is a verse, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayoganam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakta Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham. Vedeshu Durlabham. The study of Vedas and knowing this mantra, that thing, while it's very nice, it's not necessary. That's not a prerequisite. It does not guarantee that the Lord will reveal himself. But Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. But a little humble service obliges the Lord to reveal himself. So Hanuman said, "Oh, I would be very happy for you to meet Sughreev. Please come, I will take you to the top of Rishyamukha mountain." He offered his shoulders for Lord Rama and Laxman to sit on, and they went right to Rishyamukha mountain. And Sughreev was very happy to meet Lord Ramachandra. So Sughreev explained, "I am here hiding in Rishyamukha mountain because I am afraid of my brother Vali. He is a very powerful monkey who, between him and I, we've had some misunderstanding. And I've been banished from my kingdom. I've been banished from my home. And I'm afraid constantly. I'm worried. I'm living a life of fear. Anytime Vali can come and kill me." And Lord Ramachandra said, "I'm also looking for my wife, and Ravana has taken my wife. I don't know where she is." So they agreed to help each other. But Lord Ramachandra said that I will help you first. Although the need of Lord Ramachandra is greater, but he agreed to help Sughreev first. This is a very instructive lesson. Generally, when we meet each other, we have something that we need. Someone else has something they need. And mostly people try to figure out how can my need be met first. Because we always feel that my need is urgent. Lord Ramachandra, although genuinely his need was more urgent, he first said, I will help you. Let me offer some service to you first, before I take some service from you. So he said, please tell me about Vali. Is he really so formidable? He said, oh, you have no idea. Even Sughreev was not sure whether Rama can fight Vali. Vali was big, gigantic, ferocious. And Lord Ramachandra looked so gentle, soft, as if if you touch him, Lord Rama will break. So he said, I'd like to know your strength. So Lord Ramachandra said, tell me about Vali's strength. He said, oh, I'll give you an example. There was a demon by the name Dundubi. Dundubi came as a big, massive buffalo. Horns so big, body so massive and gigantic and strong. His eyes red. And he was breathing fire. And the whole universe was afraid of Dundubi. One day, he came and challenged Vali. And Vali had punched Dundubi so hard that Dundubi flew thousands of miles away. And when Dundubi came back to challenge Vali, Vali broke his horns and killed him on the spot. So, everyone, wow, very strong. So Sughreev said, Vali had one time pierced an arrow through one of these tall trees. The tall fruit trees. And so there were these 7 trees in a row. Lord Ramachandra pulled out his arrow, mounted it on his bow, and shot an arrow. That arrow didn't pierce one tree. It pierced all the 7 trees. Generally, if you study physics, if you hit, if there's a ballistic, and if you present a resistance to the ballistic, then the ballistic will penetrate. And even if it comes out, what happens? It loses its momentum. And it decelerates and it falls down. Lord Ramachandra's ballistic, it pierced through one tree, second tree, third tree, all 7 trees, circumambulated the universe and came the whole earth, and then came back to his quiver. And everyone was like, wow, this is amazing. Yes, you can fight something. There was a show of valor. This was in Treta Yuga, which is almost 2 million years ago. When Lord Chaitanya was on his South India tour, he went to South India and came up along the coast of India. He went down along the east coast, came up along the west coast, and then right through the middle, the Deccan area, came back to Jagannath Puri. And when he was coming back, he came to this place, the Rishyamukha mountain. He visited the same place where Shabari offered him, when he had appeared as Lord Ramachandra, those berries. He also came to see the 7 tall trees. They were still there, millions of years later. And Lord Chaitanya, out of so much love, he embraced one tree after another. And as he embraced those trees with his long arms, the souls from those trees went back to Vaikuntha. And the trees, the bodies, they vanished. So it's described that this is how the Lord remembers. Every service that we offered to Him, He never forgets. The trees had offered Him a service. The service they had offered was that they allowed themselves to be the object to glorify His valor. They allowed themselves to be used by the Lord to exhibit His valor. So out of gratitude and love, He sent them back to Godhead. And this is to be surprising. Even tree. Lord Sri Krishna sent Putana back to Vaikuntha for feeding him poison-laden breast so that he can take milk. He accepted because he's called Bhakti Sara. He takes the essence. Although she had no bhakti. Only once when she had seen the baby, Krishna, she had this feeling. Oh, how sweet he looks. I wish I can offer him something. He only accepted that. Later she came to kill him. He didn't mind that. So as Lord Chaitanya, He sent those trees back to God. Then Lord Ramachandra told Sughreeva, you may now go and challenge Vali. If I have time, should I narrate the story of Vali and Sughreeva, why they were fighting? Can I blame you if everything goes late?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sughreeva narrated the story as to why these two brothers couldn't see eye to eye. A demon who was a son of Maya came to challenge Vali. Vali was the king. And Vali and Sughreeva were such close friends, as they say, tied to the hip. Very, very close, fast friends like this. So this demon came to challenge Vali one night. He stood outside his palace and called him, Vali! You think you're very strong, you think you're very great. As they say, Maa ka doodh piya to come and fight me. He called him, come and fight me. For Vali, he always looked for a nice little combat. He said, who's this rascal challenging me? Came out of the palace. And there was this fantastic fight. And the demon took him into the jungle. So Vali pursued him. Sughreeva also. He said, no, don't come. No, I want to come with you. So as Vali was pursuing this demon, Sughreeva was also there. And he entered a cave. And inside that cave, they were fighting with each other. For a long time, they were fighting with each other. And Sughreeva was standing outside, waiting. After a long battle, long battle, blood started oozing out of the cave. And he heard the voice, a shrieking voice, crying voice, in pain. And he thought, oh, my brother Vali. This demon must have killed him. And he's going to come and now kill me and kill all of the monkeys in our kingdom. So he blocked the cave with a massive boulder so that the demon cannot come out. And he went back and reported this incident to all his ministers. And they said, well, we cannot be without a king. You are the next suitable heir, or you're the next suitable person. You should take up the kingdom. He said, no, it belongs to my brother. Yeah, but he is dead. He must take up. Upon the advice of all the ministers, he accepted that service. But what had really happened is that Vali had killed the demon. And when he came to the mouth of the cave, he saw this big boulder and he wondered why. Why did Sughreeva close the cave? And he doubted. Was Sughreeva thinking or hoping that I would be killed by this demon and that I would never come back and he can usurp the kingdom. So when he came back, he saw Sughreev sitting on the throne. Vali became very angry. Sughreev became very happy. So he ran down to welcome his brother back. Vali was so upset. He said, "You rascal, you have cheated me. You have been waiting for this opportunity to take away my throne, my kingdom, my subjects, all of them. This is what you've been waiting for." Sughreev said, No, you're misunderstanding. Vali said, "Don't give me any explanations." This rift between brothers is often described to show that misunderstandings lead to very, very detrimental results. And the misunderstanding is we don't even wait to hear the other side of what might have happened. We see certain things, the series of events, and we have an interpretation about what might have really happened. And we are so convinced that what I have understood is correct, that even if someone is explaining their side of the picture, we don't hear it. Not only don't we hear it, even if we hear it, we don't believe it. Because we're convinced. I know. Happens? Yes. So Vali and Sughreev were two very close brothers because of a misunderstanding, became arch enemies. So much so that Vali was waiting to kill Sughreev. Any moment he wanted to kill Sughreev. So Lord Ramachandra told him, "Now don't worry. You can go and challenge Vali." So he said, "Are you sure? I can't challenge." No, go and challenge. Because it was the order of Lord Ramachandra, Sughreev went to challenge Vali. He was a little hesitant. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the order. "Vali, come on and fight." Vali was surprised. "What?" I said, "You're foolish. You've come because you want to commit suicide. I'm happy to kill you." And so they started fighting. And Vali beat Sughreev into pulp really badly. And Lord Ramachandra hadn't done anything. So Sughreev came home completely beaten up, bruised, black eye, teeth broken, arm broken. "Why did you do something?" He said, "Both of you look so alike. I didn't know which of you was Sughreev, which of you Vali. If I shoot an arrow, and by mistake, if I shoot you." Of course, Lord Ramachandra cannot make a mistake. But the lesson is, Krishna presents us some challenges. And we think, "Oh, he's not doing anything to help me with the challenge." He is. He's waiting to see our surrender, how we will take a service up. It's not that he's not helping. So then Lord Ramachandra said, all right, you look so single. I have an idea." We gave him a garland. So now you go challenge. I said, "Again? I just got beat up like anything. He spared me few breaths so I can come and tell you that I'm, somehow I made it here." Lord Ramachandra said, no, go back again. So Sughreeva's trust in Lord Ramachandra is that he went again, trusting that Lord Ramachandra this time will do something for him. So like that we get instructions from spiritual master, from the devotees. And it's the same difficult service again and again, and one shouldn't think, "Wow, it's not about success or failure." In a Vaishnava's life, success or failure is not defined by the outcome of a particular activity. Success or failure is defined by the enthusiasm and readiness by which they accept a service. That itself is the success. Because anything that inhibits us from stepping forward and serving Krishna, that's our failure. One failure is to not recognize opportunities for service. So we stand around and think, no service for me? Everyone is doing service. It's not much for me. That itself is a failure, that we cannot recognize where there are opportunities for service. Or the second is, okay, we couldn't find it. Someone told us, please can you do some service? Not today. Today is Rama. Next Sunday. Next Sunday, Saturday something happens. And that Sunday goes away. Or some other opportunity goes away. That's a failure. Failure means the success of connecting with Lord Ramachandra through the medium of service, we lose that opportunity. So actually a devotee is one who is like constantly searching for service. What service can I do? That is the success of a devotee. So Vali and Sughreev were fighting, and this time Lord Ramachandra knew, I should shoot the one with the garland. That's why sometimes it helps to wear a garland. You don't get shot. Although monkey-like, still. So Lord Ramachandra shot Vali, but shot him in his back. So Vali was struck and he was about to die. Lord Ramachandra came. And Vali had the opportunity to see Lord Rama. Of course, this is the greatest success, to be able to see the personality of Godhead. So he asked him a question. You're a Kshatriya. Then why this unfair way of killing me? It's not fair. If you wanted to fight with me, you should come face to face and kill me from the front. Why from the back? So Lord Ramachandra described that I punished you in a manner that is befitting your own crime. Because you misunderstood your brother, and even when he was ready to offer you an explanation, you did not accept his explanation. So this is the right punishment for you. And Vali accepted. Yes, you're right. I accept what you say. And he offered his kingdom to Sughreev, offered his son Angada, please take care of my son. And all the Vanavas, that Sughreev should be the rightful king. Now, after all this happened, Sughreev became king. All the monkeys started celebrating. You know how monkeys celebrate? They cause havoc. Everything is destroyed. It's like a frat party. Everything is mayhem. Everything is destroyed. And Sughreev completely forgot about his part of the deal. That he is supposed to now help Lord Ramachandra. He has to send his monkeys and armies to go search for Sita. He had forgotten. Our acharyas describe that this is our mentality. When we are in need of something from God, we pray, we do all sorts of things. And when that difficulty goes away, we are in party mode. We forget that now the difficulty is gone, I'm supposed to offer some service to Krishna. We forget that and we enjoy. We fall into this complete enjoyment mentality. Difficulty is gone. Ram ji ki jai. Difficulty is gone. But Lord Ramachandra did not become angry. He just waited patiently. Although internally he was desperately looking for Sita Devi. He was waiting. He was depending on Sughreev. Of course, the Lord doesn't depend on anybody, but the Lord is giving Sughreev an opportunity to purify himself. But there was one person who became very, very angry. Laxman represents Guru. Guru means heavy. A Guru who's not heavy who's not heavy, not heavy like that, but heavy with instruction, heavy with Vedic knowledge, and heavy with opportunities of service. In his bag, all the service opportunities are there. He became upset, Laxman, and he said, I will kill this rascal. He has no gratitude whatsoever. He took the help of my brother, and now he's completely in an intoxicated condition, enjoying with the queens and the exploits of the kingdom. I'm going to kill him. And he started walking towards Sughreev's palace. And it's described that when Laxmana was walking angrily, the entire earth planet was trembling with fear. And one couldn't face up to Lakshmana's anger. So Hanuman knew, oh, Laxmana is coming. This is the end of Sughreeva. So he went to Sughreev's palace, woke him up from his stupor. He was totally intoxicated. Wake up! Wake up! You have no clue. Lakshmana is coming. He's going to kill you. Immediately get up and tell him that you have dispatched armies. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. No, just say. So when Lakshmana came, Sughreeva said, all my armies are ready to go search for Sita Devi. And Lakshmana, immediately his anger quelled. He said, I'm very happy to hear what you said, otherwise I would have killed you just now. He said, no, everyone's ready. Armies are ready. So they dispatched all their armies in different directions. Some went in the easterly direction, some went in the northerly direction, some went in the westerly, and some in the southern direction. Now the southern devotees who went to the southern direction, or in the southern direction, were Jambavan, Hanuman, Angada, and a couple of others. When they were leaving, Lord Ramachandra called Hanuman and he said, I have this feeling that among all of the persons who are searching for Sita, you might be successful. Because your intensity of devotional service unto me is unparalleled. So success surely will come to you. So here is a ring that belongs to me, that Sita will recognize. And Lord Ramachandra also shared something that was very personal between him and Sita Devi. And said, if whenever the time will come, if needed, you can share this with her. So they all went. It's almost 12 o'clock, and we haven't even come to the ocean front yet. So let's see. So when the Vanaras were heading in the southerly direction, they wanted to know where to look for Sita. They did not know that she is in Lanka. They came and they saw a blind vulture. And the blind vulture's name was Sampati. And when they were, Sampati was going to challenge them to fight. So before they were going to fight with Sampati, they were discussing something about another vulture like this who fought for Lord Ramachandra and gave up his life. So he asked, who are you talking about? He said, we're talking about Jatayu. Oh, Jatayu is my brother. Oh, fantastic. He's such a wonderful devotee of the Lord. He offered his life in service to Lord Ramachandra. But unfortunately, we don't know where Sita Devi is because Ravana has kidnapped her. So Sampati said, Ravana lives on the other side of the ocean, 800 miles away in Lanka. And I'm very sure that is where she is because I heard him fly by and take Sita Devi. They see, oh, Lanka. So they walked to the southern tip of India, near the Mahendra Hills. And on the other side was Lanka. How to get there? So they asked each other, any one of us can fly? Jump. So one of the monkeys said, well, I can jump 10 yojanas. Another said, I can jump 20. Another said, I can jump 50. Another one said, I can jump 70 or 80 yojanas, but I can't make it to 100. Angada said, I can jump 100 yojanas, no problem. I can get there, but I don't know how to get back. So Jambavan, who was king of the bears, elderly, he said, well, when I was young, I could also have jumped and come back. In fact, when Devi was manifesting his pastimes and his gigantic form, one foot covering the netherworld, the other foot covering the upper world, I was circumambulating the universe and I circumambulated his feet. I can do it, but now I've become very old. And during all this while, Hanuman was sitting silently. He hadn't uttered a word. And there are two reasons why Hanuman was sitting quietly. One reason is that Hanuman had forgotten that he had all these powers. He was cursed when he was young. As a young Vanara monkey, he used to cause a lot of distress to the sages. Just being, I guess he was just being a monkey. So the sages cursed him. You will forget. You will forget all the great strength and qualities that you have. And the only time you will remember them is if someone reminds them to you. Until then you will forget. You will not know what your own capacity is. The second more important reason is Hanuman was quiet out of humility. This is a Vaishnava's humility. A Vaishnava will not boast about his or her capacity or quality. And will not also do any service without the blessing of other devotees. In fact, it is said that when any service that we do or take up, we very earnestly seek the blessings of other devotees. When they bless us, then all success manifests. Otherwise, there is a tendency, a risk that we might fall prey to pride. Oh, look at me! I have so many qualities. I can do anything. So Hanuman, as the crown jewel of Vaishnavas, was manifesting humility. So they reminded him, oh, you can do it. So it was determined that Hanuman will make the jump, he will search for Sita in Lanka, and come back. So Hanuman chanted the names of Lord Ramachandra loudly. And from atop the Mahendra hill, he thrust himself up in the sky. The power with which Hanuman thrust himself was so strong that the entire mountain was crushed into dust. All the important minerals and metals like gold and silver that was hiding or hidden in the mountain as ore started oozing out. All the animals that were living on the mountain were shrieking out of fear of what was going on. And he jettisoned into the sky. Now it's a long journey, 100 yojanas. And as he was going, he met with certain obstacles. Now, these obstacles are very important to hear about. Shall I continue? The obstacles are important because as a devotee, Hanuman is a devotee